Everybody for coming here. I welcome all of you from the depth of my heart with love and joy. As always, Anjali ji is always very generous in giving a lot of praises, To be honest, I'm just a mirror and a reflection of how beautiful you all are here to learn this truth. That's the beauty. I'm just a piece of furniture, mirror, that's all. Not much worthy of anything. But Anjali ji is, how she is. You see, the most important thing is before I give a talk, it's very important for me to know why you all are here. I can start giving a talk on meditation, how to meditate and go with my normal talk, but the important thing is what makes you come here? What are the questions that you have? Because let's say that you decide that you want to go and learn French and you find out that the class that you attended is not French but Italian. Then you got in the wrong class, right? You wanted to learn French, but this professor or this teacher is teaching you Italian. And guess what? He's teaching you Italian through a German language. Now, so it's very important to know what you're seeking, and the second thing is how the instructor or the teacher is presenting that to you in a language that you can relate or understand. So I like to first ask someone or maybe pick up, make it interactive, Let's have some fun rather than trying to have a lecture kind of thing. Imagine all the lectures that you probably learned in meditation is don't do that and do that and come on, be nice, think good. It's so boring, isn't it? So boring. All the do's and don'ts of meditation. You're living in a competitive world here. And if you're going to think good and nice of everybody and try to help everybody, what you find out is after a few days that you'll be treated like a doormat. It's very normal. And then there is a conflict. Why the spiritual teacher says that way? There must be something behind it, but we don't understand it. So if we don't understand the language that he's trying to say, we will probably misinterpret it, not be able to relate it the way that it really is. So we have to start from the base. It's very important to get that message right into your heart, not into your minds. Are you understanding what I'm saying? The world, as you say, is so much of, around you is there's so much of conflicting stuff happening from what spiritual teachers are telling you. Being love, but do you see love around? No. You don't have to go to the world to see who's bombing whom. You can look at your own house and see who's bombing you. Every time there is something going on. Aggression, agitation, frustration, disappointments. So if I'm going to mentally grasp all that as a mental concept that, spiritual people say, be nice, be good, which is very nice, but if I'm going to just invite that as a immorality, then I have missed the real spiritual message. You've missed something, you've only grasped it mentally. So that's why I'm asking you, the what is very important. What are you seeking? So let me cherry pick somebody out there. There she is. She was looking most worried that she didn't want to be picked up. So let me. What's your good name?
Devashri.
Devashri, hi. How are you?
Fine.
Tell me. What do you look from this talk? What do you think meditation is? Share with us.
Eternal peace.
You're looking for internal peace?
Yeah, happiness, peace.
Very good. Thank you. Devashri, you pass the test. Alright. What's your good name?
Shalaka.
Shalaka? Yes, Shalaka. Tell me.
So meditation is something that makes us calm,
Okay.
takes you away from all the aggression and whatever goes on in this world, makes you feel good. Sometimes you feel that there's something which is very different from this world.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shalaka. Thank you. Okay, what about you? What's your name?
Arya.
Arya.
I think meditation is something that helps you connect with your true self. Once you get into the meditation, you don't know what's going around you, you don't know what you're thinking. It's something that, I don't know, it's a nice feeling, it's blissful.
Okay, great. Fantastic. What about you? Yes. You just came sometime back, yes.
First of all, sorry, I was late.
No, it's okay. No.
Meditation, as everyone said, it is good. But one question that troubles me is that when I do it, hello, when I do it, I'm quite happy that I am doing it. But why don't I not do it when I am outside? Okay, I need someone to push me. I need a mentor who says, okay, meditate, and I do it. And I feel good. So if that thing gives me a good feeling, why do I get a negative thought at home when I think?
Very good. What's your good name?
Kushal.
Kushal. Right. Okay. Great. What about you, ma'am? Can you tell me your reason for meditation? And what is the idea behind meditation?
So, what I felt, this young Kushal felt, I have the same apprehensions because I do chanting at home.
Right.
It has not changed me much as a person now because I feel it's just superficial. Like, I've not found the inner calm or harmony that I seek, and I still don't know like, how to go about it, to be honest.
Right. Now, you see, this is why am I here? These guys know everything. I mean, this is, thank you all for this very, very nice little thing. Because I come to know what each of you are looking for, and that's very important. That for me to know where each of you feel. I think this is what the 4 or 5 of us have just said is reflective of most of the people around. You know, everybody would be having the same, almost a similar identical questions about it, and a knowingness about what meditation is, right? And you want to say something? No? Okay. So yes, we are joy, we are bliss, we are happiness, like you said, we are a state of deep calmness, like you said, and you said that we are able to connect to our center of being, right? So all of that is what you are, and yet we are seeking it in some way, isn't it? We all want that. We all want happiness. We all want joy. We all want some kind of calmness. We want to connect with our center of being, and yet we are seeking it through meditation. So the goal is right. Yeah, but the confusion is because our scriptures say that I am Satchitananda, Aham Brahmasi, I am Brahma. The Christian Bible or the Jewish Torah says I am that I am. You see, so we are already that. That's very important to understand. We are already that. Already. We are already the joy, we are already the happiness, we are already the bliss, we already are that. Yet, there is something missing. And what's missing is, we fail to recognize that it's not a permanent experience in my awareness that I am that joy. I want that joy. I hope that I am that joy. I hope that I am that happiness. Yet, I can't sustain it for long. The recognition is not permanent. You see, there are two reasons for that. Why it's like this. The first reason is that what we are, the happiness, joy, which is unconditioned by what we are, but we are seeking it somewhere else. That's the first thing. We are trying to seek it through objects. Look at our lives. What are these? Your whole life is nothing but a constant stimulation with the various objects, the relationship that you have with the people around you. And that's why you are conditioning your happiness by having a relationship with those objects. And those objects will change, they keep changing as your relationships keep changing with them. And that's why they are, in this world it's said that everything else, all the objects are transitory, they're ever changing. But what you are is changeless. You are the changeless substratum on which all these objects come and go. But you have put so much of faith and trust in building these relationships around you with these objects that you have forgotten to build a relationship with your own self. That's the first thing. Even right now, if you can forget who you are outside in the world, whatever you are, you seem like a woman or a girl or a man or whatever gender, and you are so and so. Forget about all that labels and just come in this moment. Try to feel this moment. Then you can feel yourself. You can get a glimpse of what you are. The moment you move outside that center of being, you are maintaining a relationship with objects. And so this relationship that you have built with these objects are creating a barrier with you and your being. It's not that you have to be in denial of these objects. It's not like that. But you need to ascertain your own faith in yourself. You have to revisit yourself. Frequently visit yourself. How often do you visit yourself? Whatever work you do, howsoever work you are doing, is that more important than the fact that you exist? Your existence is the greatest blessing that you have got. And no matter what work you are doing, or whatever relationship you are having, or whatever happiness that relationship is giving you, yet your core existence is the most precious of all. Isn't it? So start to worship your existence first. Right? So we are looking at, so the first problem is we are looking at happiness at a wrong place. That is the reason why we are not getting, okay, sure. That is why we are not getting the same result, we are not getting the results of what we are. We are not getting the results of what our scriptures are telling us. So the first step is consistent and constant recognition about yourself. Come and revisit your beingness again and again, frequently, and today I'm going to talk about it a little bit in terms of what it means to be visiting, in terms of what do you mean by recognition of yourself. So the first thing is recognition. And the second thing is we have not developed the skills. Meditation is a skill more than anything else. If you look at meditation as a skill, then maybe you'll be able to unravel the mysteries of spirituality. We have taken meditation as, or any kind of spiritual thing, to be more about, some kind of impositions upon ourselves, some kind of morality things on ourselves, imposed upon us. But look at it in this way, that what if meditation is actually a skill? Just like how you learn to drive a car, and venture into it in that way, something interesting that you want to learn, rather than something that has been told to us by our, old weird teacher who tells you this is the way that you must lead a life, and you look and wonder at him and say, really? Do you really want to live a life like you? No, I don't think so. But he means something is deeper than what you're looking at. You're not getting what he's trying to say. You feel that, what he looks like is what you're going to become. In a cave, maybe in a mountain, absolutely with long beard, So, that's not what meditation is. So we must know, if we change our attitude towards meditation, then maybe we can get to know what kind of skill this is, what kind of art this is. The scientists have discovered that our brain cells are nothing but a colony of various cells inside the brain. And each of these cells can have a connection with each other and create what we call as pathways. Whatever we are perceiving in this world, is through these default pathways. How I see, how I perceive, how I feel is all due to these neural pathways. Some of the pathways I have inherited from my past births, and many of them I am creating in this life. And amongst that, the most intricate, profound and blissful pathway is the spiritual pathways. The number of cells interconnecting with each other, creating these neural pathways, the number of connections that I can create, what the neuroscientists have discovered, is more than the atoms that are there in this universe. Yes, it's that much. So imagine how much. That's why they say that we are hardly using 5% of our brain, because the 95% is completely untapped. So it's a skill. Do you remember anybody who's, whenever you learn something new art or something new, something like let's say driving a car, right? Initially, you're driving the car, you're nervous, how's it going to be? And then, the accelerator might be your leg might go into the brake, and the brake, your leg might go into the accelerator. It is all, it's like trial and error. And you're always very scared to learn anything. Just like how we learn bicycle maybe, whether we fall down or not, will we lose balance or not, will we fall down on the left side or will we look on the right side. But once we are driving it, and after a few months of practice, we become very good at it. So why do we become good at it? And why didn't we become good at it when we took the bicycle in our hands? Because we didn't have the skill. Because we didn't know how, we were not accustomed to it. We were not having, we didn't have that, how it feels like in our hands. how does the body feel like? We didn't have the knowledge, but once we sit on it, we understand that it's not so difficult, and we can, in a few months, we can become masters on driving a car or a bicycle. Now, that means what has happened is there was a neural pathway that was developed over a period of few months that made it feel like it become a habit. And many people, when they drive a car, they can even talk on cell phones after a few years of driving a car. They are hearing music, they are chatting, they might even play with their cell phone. Should only be simple, something that you can instantly connect with. It doesn't require any great initiations. Just this simple connection to your beingness is enough for you to go deeper. Even the question, is there God, for example? Unless and until I am alive, can I ask that question? That is there God or no? If I am dead, that God is almost dead. Why? Because that there is no one there to ask the question. It's only when I am existing that I can ask this question. So before God is me. I exist before God. That's why in the Christian Bible it is written, before I am, before Abraham I am. He's supposed to be existing before Abraham. So before God I am. So Advaita, self-inquiry, asks us to connect to something that is more real, truth, rather than going into any kind of conceptual understanding of the mind. Connect to the primary concept, primary truth, and that is I amness. It is very simple, very approachable in your daily life. All you need to do is just close your eyes, bring your attention inwards, and feel that you exist. Simple. Now, how difficult is that as a technique? Let's say you're involved in various activities, you're studying, you're all students, and you're going to be great masters and you're going to be great ambassadors in the world tomorrow. I can already see that. Whatever you become, but the primary existence will remain always with you. Your identifications will change. Someone will become scientist, someone will become professor, someone will become something else, engineers, I don't know. Someone might become lecturers, whatever. But those identifications will change. Those descriptions will change. What you do in your work in the world will change. But can it change what intrinsically you are? That will always remain for all of you. Universally, that will always be one. The truth is one. Oneness. We all are one. We have to feel that. But before I feel that oneness with others, I have to know the oneness within myself, so that I know that the same thing is there in that person also. Right? Otherwise, the moment we are going to go outside, into definitions or labels, I'm Hindu, I'm Muslim, I'm Sikh, I'm this. What has it created? Division. I'm different than this. My religion is better than his religion. So we must try to live as much as in the purity of our being. Our being is primary, the substratum of everything. It exists as a background for everything else to flow or to come and go. All our labels, definitions, whatever you thought about in your mind also are coming and going on that beingness, on that I amness. No matter what work you are doing, you can always connect to your sense of being. Just the simple repetition that, yes, I exist. That's it. That's the greatest worship that you can do. You see at night when all of you are falling asleep, all your labels are dropping off anyways. All your identifications are naturally dropping off. Even your world is dropping, going, finished, it's gone, into the void, zero. You become nothing. The world is become zero. Yet, you exist or no? You exist. Then you wake up and after that you become something else. You become a man or a woman, or a Hindu or a Christian, or some professor or a student. That becomes after, when you're waking up. Then you just got up. But before you, when you are in sleep, you are existing without these labels. Why can't you feel the same thing while you are waking? Self-inquiry or Advaita is that teaching which tells you to connect with your existence unconditioned by these labels or situations wherever you are, however you are placed. The more you have a relationship with your beingness, the more it will become profound truth, reality, and all these identifications, false identifications that you have clinged on to will drop. So, is there any questions about this? Anybody has any questions or anything so that I can address them before I leave? Yeah.
I have a tendency. I start meditating, but I close off. That's it.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, she dozes off after she starts meditating. That is a question.
That is a norm. What happens is, it's a normal thing, it's a normal symptom. We get so relaxed that in that relaxation often we all doze off. It is in the early stages or maybe in the intermediate stages of your meditation that this happens. So I would just say that, when you connect to your being, what is exactly that are you doing? You're getting relaxed, of course, but what it also does is it breaks the stream of thoughts when you connect to your being. Is it wrong? Is it right? Everybody of you feel that the thoughts that are running uninterruptedly are put to a halt. So you feel that there is a gap, right? And you rest in that gap, right? So I would say that take a gap, don't take a nap. But it's not going to happen so fast. It's going to take some time. As I said, it's going to take some skill to recognize that gap and not nap, But in case you sleep or you take a little nap and then you realize suddenly that it happens, right? You realize that jerk that I was sleeping. Don't worry about it. It means that you are just having a little transition period where your awareness is going deeper and your awareness you may feel that you're not aware of your need, but it will, in due time, you will be able to remain in that gap in complete awareness. So I would not worry whether you have taken a little nap or something. Don't try to wake yourself so much and feel distressed about it, because often meditation is called as waking sleep. A deep meditation is called as waking sleep. Now imagine, what do you mean by waking sleep? How could it? Looks like a paradox, right? Waking and sleeping both together. But that's how it is. So you go into a sleep state. So taking a nap is not a problem, but you have to be awakened in that nap. That's the thing. So the key you will get, I can't explain in words, because every word will fail. It will not. It's not going to describe what it is. So you must not worry too much. Just remember that you are there for to recognizing the gaps, to become connecting with your beingness, and in between you will fall off, close off. No problem. You get up again, do meditation again. And what happens is, don't get disheartened by that. Keep working on it. At a time you will see that the intervals of naps are decreasing and the gaps are increasing. Yes, that's the whole idea. That's what I'm saying. Know the skill about it.
Thank you so much.
So welcome.
Sir, one question. That when we say that be aware of your existence, what exactly does it mean? And while I was sitting, I wasn't exactly able to meditate because songs were going on, thoughts were going on, with sleep, of course. So, how exactly could I define this state of mind different from awareness of existence?
Right. You see, first of all, you have to understand that when you are going to go deep, means when you just started going deep, but once you are started to bring your attention within yourself, you are trying to disconnect with the outer distractions, right? Getting pulled into it. But your awareness still will be mixed awareness. It means that there will be thoughts in it, there will be images in it, there will be dreams, dozing off, deep sleep state. All of that would be there inside that existence. So you will not instantly feel that, oh, what is that pure existence, that you will not arrive at it instantly. What you will feel is basically maybe a sensation of the whole body, totality of your body, that you are existing, and your existence would be also in terms of thoughts, also in terms of images, also in terms of stories that may run inside your mind, also in terms of the various bodily sensations that you are feeling inside you. You know, how your blood is flowing up and down, or your breath is going up and down. You might just feel various sensations. So your existence would be the totality of all of that. So when I was saying that you bring your mind to existence, it is a very common experience that you will have all these feelings and all these thoughts running around. Don't worry about it. But as you pay more and more attention to a sweet spot, I always say one thing: your heart, your feeling. You see, when you are started to feel, your awareness or your attention has dropped from your mind. We in this world are always operating in sense of, through our minds all the time. Everybody is head-centric rather than heart-centric. We've seen it. Everything that you want to resolve is never from the heart, but from the minds. And that has conditioned us. That's the way that we live our life. And that's a trouble for all of us. They're always in our head. So I always say, bring your head to your heart. Bring it down. So, always when you're meditating, feel your heart. Feel your feeling. Let's say you are in love with a girl. Project that move, the girl, the feeling of the love for that girl. Feel it in your heart. Just the feeling of love. Try to have any object that you feel, or maybe child or love or beautiful flower, or beautiful scenic beauty, nature, whatever you can feel. And bring it away from your mind, your attention away from your mind, bring it to your feeling. You have lost feeling also. Everybody of us has lost feeling. We have gone into, our feelings also conditioned by thoughts. Everything is conditioned by that. See how hopeless we are in many ways. We have lost the real feeling about things. How I should feel about something also we do. That's why it's surprising, that there are so many different people who have different feelings about the same event. Some people are so insensitive about things and say, oh, this is normal, this happens in life, And yet when we look at, someone who is being, who's going through a very difficult situation, we look at some people have a lot of compassion, while some people don't. So, because we have lost the sense of feeling at all. And one of the biggest ways you cannot generate feeling, you cannot generate compassion, you cannot generate it. If I say love everybody, it means nothing. Because you just can't do that. You just can't do that. I can't say I love everybody. How can you love everybody? So first you at least love the person that you really are true that you love somebody. Maybe you're a parent, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is. And feel the feeling that comes in your heart for him or her, and or your child or nature, and after you have become one with the feeling, then you will see that it is actually spreading all over. It does not keep exclusively to that person. It is going to everybody, like a sweet fragrance that spreads its fragrance everywhere, So don't, it happens. Meditation is making you aware. That means you have really meditated today. If you are aware of it. If you are aware of it, that all these are mixed together, that means you have meditated. You are successfully meditated. It does not mean that you achieved meditation. Meditation would be no mind. Absolutely zero mind. But don't feel that, if I close my eyes, I will go into meditations immediately. No. Because these distractions are going to come, because you have always been in your head. Now try to be in your heart. That is the way. Go into your heart. Feel yourself. Feel your being, what it is like. And then connect with that beingness. Once you are connecting with that beingness, then you can see that it is connecting with everybody's beingness, because everybody has the same beingness. Simple. Correct? Have you got it? Answer to your question or not? So it's good. If you are not able to, what happens later on is, you will be able to, as you gain mastery over going inside and connecting with the being, because as I said, everything is a skill. I consider meditation nothing to be spiritual. I consider it to be skillful. So you must remove those label, he is worldly, he is spiritual. It's nothing like that. It's bullshit. Everybody is spiritual. It's nothing like that. That it is meditation is only for the people who are renunciates, who go into the monks and who are become nothing like that. It has been unnecessarily overhyped. Meditation is simple. Simple beauty. Your existence is meditation itself. Nothing else means everything is there where it has to be. So, but your distractions will come. The people who have gained too much mastery over it through over a period of time are able to remove all these identifications or drop these identifications, are no more distracted by these workings of the thoughts, the mind, the emotions, the feel, the stories and everything. And they are directly going into the sense of beingness and staying there. That's called samadhi, nothing else. But it develops over a period of time. Remember, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. You have to go slowly, 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 slowly. Enjoy yourself. Even we have stopped enjoying ourselves also. Enjoy yourself. We look in the mirror all the time of physicalness, how beautiful we are from outside, but how ugly we are from inside, because we have not even seen ourselves. Try to see ourselves how it is. And then you realize our very inner beauty. And that inner beauty is not only self-contained inside your body. The beauty of it is your outer beauty is contained only with this body, which will lose its charm one day. But the inner beauty, when it shines and radiates, it radiates and embraces the totality of this universe. This is the beauty. So get to know this. You're losing a great gem. Yes. Yes.
It's not required, I suppose. I'm Professor Neeraj from St. Andrews College. I don't know whether I'm asking question or it is my observation, but I'll put up a question. So, meditation is one of the way to know myself, and the way you said. What I feel sometimes is meditation, when a great artist goes and puts a sculpture or a great painting by Leonardo da Vinci, ask the same man paint it again. I don't think so you can produce it again. Sometimes when I do some work, I'm in an ecstatic position. I don't know, when I deliver my lecture, sometimes I'm in a great mood. I transcend the time and matter, and it is one of the best lectures. Everywhere, everybody has realized this.
Right.
I think so that is also a form of a meditation.
Yes.
In the real world.
Absolutely.
Second question. Sir, everybody of us interact in the world. When I interact with the object, it reaches to me. My mind is made up of two parts, I can say that way. One of the part is objective part, which will see the object. Another part is a subjective part, which will react to the object. A bottle of whiskey on the road, somebody may like it. Somebody may run away. Oh my God, what has happened? And it may not affect it. So the effect of this reaction is coming through the vasanas which is already there in me. This vasana which I am carrying from maybe from the previous births,
yes.
or the vasana which I developed in this world because of my own conditioning. I could find out when I connect, I could reduce these vasanas. And that is what I say. Reduction of vasanas is the goal. If I reduce it, maybe I may realize myself.
Yes.
Because this is what is stopping me.
Yes. Because
when I am on the road, when I'm in a train, it's too much of a rush. I find a lot of difficulty. I can't realize that place which I am. Reason being, I am conditioned. My vasanas is.
Absolutely.
So I think so. This is one of the great ways. And can you just tell some signs on how to reduce these vasanas?
Well, vasanas are a very, it is something that I'll have to take another 2 lessons, seminars on this. So maybe in the next time Anjali could, have another, I could come here again to talk, because it's a very,
Supervision of vasanas. Because it is coming again and again because of the reactions whenever I do.
Of course, it is a habitual patterns that you are,
Also the solution is very simple. As given in Bhagavad Gita, solution is very simple. Either you go to Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means whatever comes, you drop it to the God, and you do not react it. Vasanas won't come. Or Karma Yoga. I have done whatever I need to do. No reactions.
I agree. What we've been
But
done.
still, we know everybody of us knows what is right and what is wrong.
Right.
Something is there which is.
Well, that is what I'm saying. It is something that is not in your control. Because you are trying to control it.
Which is what?
And that is the reason.
That is what the master said.
First of all, you have to remove the label of vasana, that it is something that is bad, that is ugly. We have been put inside in our brain. Vasana is like this, vasana is like that. It is very bad to have vasana. I say it is the best thing to have vasana. Now see, the people who have vasanas are the ones who can get realized sooner than anybody else. So, I have a different approach. I am radical, it's very different approach that I take. So, we have been taught many things. They are not wrong, but our understanding of that is not right. Our vasanas we are trying to avoid, escape, run. The more you run away from them, the more they are going to come and haunt us.
Not run.
You cannot at all run. We are trying to eliminate it, they will remain. You see, that is why the approach, that's what I'm saying, it's a different session altogether about vasanas, but in very little I would explain to you. Vasanas are nothing but our habitual tendencies that we are, in relation to an object, how I behave or react or act, a subject reacts, acts. It is a vasana, it is a tendency. And if I, like for example, if I have if I look at a car, a beautiful, lovely car, and I'm going through a very, a very crowded train, and suddenly I see a Lexus or I see an Audi, and I say, wow, what a car! I wish I had this car. Now it brings about a desire within me, right? And there's that guy who's driving the car. I look at that guy and I say, what a lucky bastard he is. Sorry to use this, but let's say that you feel that kind of jealousy that comes out of it. That is a vasana. That is all that we are. Like even someone is saying something and we have short circuit, and we have a way to habitually deal with it. Like, he says something, pop comes the answer. He says this, pop comes the answer. That relationship that we are doing with that object is what is vasana. Now, if we don't do that, as our understanding of vasana is, it is the reason for us not being liberated or self-realized, or because I am contained in this body and because this identification is there. So as the masters tell us that vasanas are a deterrent to our spiritual growth, then what happens? We are trying to stop that from happening. Oh, I must not get angry. Oh, I must not feel jealousy. Oh, I must not feel this. So we are in one way escaping, trying to escape from what we feel. Again, the same thing. Because we now are going to negate what I feel. I am going to say, no, I should not feel that way because masters say that I should think like that. So I should bless the person who's driving a Lexus and create positivity, positive niceness. But I can't do that. Let's be honest. I want to be true to myself. Meditation is not about being fake. It's not about imbibing qualities which you don't feel. I think you should be what you are. That is what meditation is. Be what you are. Now what happens with this is that, what am I trying to say? Am I trying to say you should continue doing what you're doing? No. It doesn't mean that you should curse that person just because I've said that be what you are. It doesn't mean that. Because then you are only, you're reinforcing the vasana again and again, right? So first of all, you have to drop the label that this is a vasana. Whatever you feel should be brought inside your body, not in terms of a label that is right or wrong, but first in recognition that it is within me, it lives within me. Something that is living, breathing within myself. Word like jealousy, hate, anger, they are descriptions, labels been given to you. None of that is reality. What is wrong with anger? It's very good, as I see. What is wrong with jealousy? Nothing is wrong with all of that. Nothing at all. We have been fed that this is all wrong. The thing is, these are natural human feelings that are going to arise within you. The only way that I have known to deal with it is through vasana. That is trying to create a relationship with an object. What vasana does is it tries to create a relationship with an object. It tries to build so that it escapes that or does not feel that. So if someone says to me wrong, then I might give it back his peace of mind, his piece of my mind to him, because it makes me feel good. That's why. That becomes a vasana. When it becomes a relationship with an object, it becomes a vasana. But what if I self-contained it without judging it? I say, okay, I feel jealousy. Okay, I feel anger. Okay, I feel so and so emotion. Nothing wrong in it. Now, instead of moving into an object, what is my aim? My aim is to feel my being. Primarily. So I am going to feel my beingness now. Obviously my beingness is not going to be very blissful, happy feeling. No. It's going to be disturbed, agitated, because I am feeling that. So I am not trying to suppress it, but I am containing it within myself. I am feeling it inside me as an energy. Maybe it is a dense form of energy in my heart. It doesn't feel good. I feel raw. Whatever I feel, but it is my reality. That's how I feel. So right at that moment, instead of trying to escape it into an object or trying to suppress it, like most people do, they bite their tongue when they don't want to be angry, and they say, or they impose upon that, the masters or gurus say like this, so I must just be quiet and silent and just not feel all these things. What it does, it creates suppression within you. So do not try to judge it. Do not label it, do not judge it. Feel inside your body what it feels like. You may not feel good about it for a few days, but you can get used to that feeling and you will see the spiritual potency of that feeling. You will see that within you will become such beauty that you may not have realized in your life. It will give rise to a different kind of life force, different kind of prana, which we need to then bring to the top of the brain. That I will teach you how to do it next time. Because that's another way. So vasanas is another a topic that requires one full session. And then there is going to be how to use that. It is not vasana. Vasana is when it has a relationship with an object, but when it starts to have jealousy, feeling of anger or any kind of other emotional negative, as you call negative feelings. There is no negative feeling. All is positive, first of all. All that, what you're feeling inside and a negative feeling, you need to build it with yourself. Make a relationship with yourself. And when that happens, the vasana gets converted into bhavana. Feeling, the worship. So convert the vasana into bhavana. That is the most important thing to do. Every vasana then becomes what? An opportunity. An opportunity to worship yourself. How beautiful vasana is. See? That is why God has given us all this. Why do you think? You think everything in this world is beautiful. Everything. And everything is an opportunity for you to do it. Provided you are realizing it. But if you are going to suppress it like how the yogis and the Vigyanis want you to do, you will not get there. Or if you, because they are not wrong in their saying it, but our understanding of it is wrong. We have understood it as they are saying that, they don't want us to we must not behave like that. We cannot help it. We just can't help it. The more you try to suppress it, the more it will come. So rather than suppressing it and indulging in it, what you must do? You must contain it within yourself as a new source of energy that might arise. Are you understanding what I am saying?
Yes.
So be happy if you have vasana, in short. Yes, he was there, yes.
Sir, I have a question that, like psychology says that you should have internal locus of control. That is,
Who says? Who?
psychology says
Psychology, okay.
that you should have internal locus of control. That is, you should believe that things are, that you are in control of your life. The people who have more internal locus of control are bound to be more successful. But when I read like talks of Raman Maharshi, they say that you are not doer of anything. It is some external, it's just an order of the universe which is controlling things. And so like I found
Confusion. That's why I'm saying read less. Simple, read less. The confusion will go at least.
No, but even personally, I always feel that is there some force really helping me strive, like the entire responsibility of evolving is on me, or there is some external order which is also taking care of me. So I don't know.
You see, first you have to take care of yourself. Of course, the choices you have to make in that will help you. So practically I'm saying to you, I'm not going by words of any, I always believe one thing, in what context Ramana Maharshi has said and in what context you have understood it would be different. It is not the question about what he is saying. We want to often we read, when I read UG Krishnamurti, for example, during those days, I felt very good because that's what I wanted to do. Because I was so fed up with my spiritual life. I said, drop all this nonsense seeking and all that. This is all nonsense, this is nothing. So I started to like his teaching. But the thing is that it is what he is saying, in what context and in which situation I am, there is a problem. So I am telling you, for your sake, you should look at what's applicable to you. Do you think that if you make the right choices, you're happy? That's it. Make the right choices.
There is no order which is looking after us.
There is, but you first make the right choices. Your choices step only comes only after you have made very good choices in life. Ramana Maharshi was, do you know his early life? He used to be in a cave, sitting for 15 hours in meditation, closing his eyes and sitting there. He did all that kind of meditation. We reach half of it, then we can say that everything is universe supported. So first we must do all this.
Somewhere I feel that when I say to myself that now I am in charge of things, that puts a sense of anxiety that, oh my God, now I have to deal with things.
So anxiety is a very good vasana. Feel your anxiety.
I feel alone and isolated.
Very good.
That's also good.
Very good. Everything is good. What is wrong with being alone and this thing? Is there anything wrong?
It doesn't let you be in peace and comfortable with things around. Because you're always worrying about things around.
But you just said you're alone. Now you're saying worried. Worried people are not alone. Worried people are with their thoughts all the time.
Yeah, alone with my thoughts.
Alone with their thoughts. So now you know the answer from, if you're alone with your thoughts, you have, in meditation, what is happening? You have to be alone with your thoughts. It's good, no? What are we doing in meditation? Alone with your thoughts. It is an opportunity. Now try to be alone only, without thoughts. Go into a state of being completely alone, without thoughts. Yeah. You can do it. When you go into a sense of beingness, that time your thoughts go. There is a break in the stream of thoughts. Get to know that gap. Stay in that gap. And you can find out, and then you can come to know and intuit how the universe is helping you. Often you do not even know universe is helping you or not. Why? Because you're so engrossed with your thoughts, my friend. How can you know it? So when Ramana Maharshi is saying to you the universe is helping you, it makes no sense to you because you're not even hearing what the universe is saying. Or how is it? So first silence the thought. That's what I'm saying. Silence your thoughts first. Come to a place where there is complete silence. And then only you can come to know that universe is working and talking to you. If you're chattering with yourself, how will you know that what the universe is telling you? So first is make the right choice. Sit for meditation. Second thing is, know that the universe is helping you. That there is some power that does everything. Because then he will speak to you through your intuitive perception. Otherwise you are lost in the mire of thoughts. So it makes no sense.
And since I don't have a guru who will guide me to go in meditation on that, and somewhere I got that without guru, it's all darkness around you. So now even if I sit for meditation, who will really mentor me that is it right way, how to go about?
When you will be very, very true to yourself, and when you have that real passion, the guru will appear to you. Don't worry.
If you are truly ready, Guru will.
100% he will be there. I can assure you that. I told you, no, universe will help you. 100% it will happen. But you have to silence your thoughts first.
Universe won't help me in doing that.
Universe is why I am here. I told 1 hour lecture back I gave that you do like this. And now universe has already helped you. But you don't even recognize that. See? Abhi just now, 15 minutes, 20 minutes back we gave a very meditation, guided meditation, and now you are saying universe don't help you. See? So how can you, if you cannot even recognize what happened half an hour back, how can you recognize the subtleties of how universe is helping you, my friend? See, that's why I am saying that you must silence your mind first. Yes? Yes.
When you say contain the anger or the vasana within you, what is the difference between containing it and suppressing
Yes.
it? Because I find a little subtle difference.
I know there is. There's a little subtle difference, exactly. You see, suppression means someone is telling you something, or someone evokes in you some kind of emotion which you feel, labeling it as something that's not good, or you label it, and then you want to you do not dwell on that. You ignore the feeling of what you're feeling. You kind of say that this is not the right way that I should feel it, and there's something really wrong. The way that has happened, so I will put it inside of me, and I will not either act outside about it, neither I would think of and dwell on it. Maybe I will go to a movie, distract myself to something else, try to just show that I'm happy to the world, or just forget it. Yeah, you're kind of you're getting it, you're burying it within yourself. But it's kind of remains buried not for long. It springs up back because it just can't handle that for a long period of time. Many people suppress it. No, when they say containing it or imploding it, what it means, why it teaches implosion. It means that you stay with it. It means that you are not going to express it instantly. That is an habitual pattern to relieve you of your anxiety and agitation. Usually, people express it fast. Personally, make it personal, or
When you are angry, you just burst
you just burst out. Now, what happens with that is that it relieves you, right? That's why it bursts out. But that's good, you relieve out. But the thing is that it is becoming a habitual pattern. So if someone says to you something little also, you have a tendency to burst out again. So that becomes your pattern of thing. So you then compromise your sense of being. Now I say that this is a great opportunity for you, for all of us, to realize that does it have a significance, spiritual significance in this? Does it have any spiritual lesson in this? And it does. Any feeling or emotion or anger that you're feeling within yourself can be brought in terms of a physical feeling, a physical sensation. If you see, there are two things happening. One is an agitation, restlessness, and physical symptom, and the other is a reaction to that, which is displaced to somebody, either a victim or the person himself. Now, what we do is, I tell people to embrace it. Instead of throwing it out soon, first process it, what's happening within you. So someone says something to you, you don't have to burst out, because that's your habitual pattern. What you do is you contain it within yourself and now start to process it, feel it, and then you'll come to know that yes, I feel something wrong in my body, and I feel raw inside of me, I feel density inside of me, I feel heavy. So you might as well go and lie down and start to look at it, how it feels within your body. What are the different kinds of sensations that you are feeling? So there will be a meditation on that next time that I come. That's what we will teach about Vasana when that happens. That is very important, because that helps you to improve fast and to really progress faster. Because you're using Vasanas to go deeper. Not like that. You're using it for your spiritual growth. So you sit with it and then you will feel that. Sorry?
Instead of analyzing.
No. Analyzing means you're labeling it. You're just feeling it inside of you. Initially you'll analyze it in terms of how's the color of that. How does it, is it black in color, is it blue in color? You try to feel it. Is it heavy inside of you? Is it feeling light inside of you? Just by staying with it inside of you, in a day or two, it automatically melts and gives rise to another form of energy, which contains great intellect inside of it. It gives you the power of discernment. Then, after 2 days or 3 days, you can go and express to that person what it is. So there is no, withholding you to express to anybody. You can express to anybody, but you should not do it through a mode of habitual pattern. You should do it in a way that you first have processed it well inside your body, and then you let the discernment arise through the prana that has arisen by it. It gives rise to a different leash of prana. And I have even felt it that people who are doing this kind of thing, even their physical ailments, now not claiming scientifically, it's a disclaimer, but because then doctors will come and chase me. But I have felt that people have also felt healthy by doing that. Even though they feel in 2 days or 3 days, they feel it very difficult to go and sustain that state of restlessness and agitation that arises within them. But once they are able to feel it completely and then starts to melt, it gives rise to a prana force within you, which even many ailments and many kind of these things are cured by that. So it's a very good habit, mentally, spiritually and physically. How to use your vasanas for all this growth, all the 3 types. Yes.
I will put it this way if I can. Vasanas, we have to transcend the realm of mind. We have to go into the intellectual realm. I have to be an impartial observer of myself, the way I react, and I have to understand the totality of the universe. But this reaction, this pity reaction of mine in this moment is of no significance.
Yes.
Rather, I would like to ask, I would like to read the mind of the great people who are there, like Lord Jesus, the great Guru Nanak Ji, the great Gautam Buddha. What are they thinking from the mind perspective, or were they in some other realm of world when they walked on this earth?
Well, mind is always seen as an instrument to perceive certain things in the world. But apart from that, there is something that sustains even the mind. That's called substratum, on which the mind arises and falls. Mind is nothing but thoughts and flow of thoughts. So where does the mind and flow of thoughts rise and fall to? And similarly, when you wake up in the morning, the mind, at a time when you are sleeping, the mind is dead, almost like in a suspended state. The moment you wake up, the mind has come back again, and then so starts your definitions and labels. So the yogis and jnanis are living in a stage of the substratum of the mind, which we call as awareness. And there are different kinds of awareness also. There is a I am awareness, which is called the Turiya stage, and there is a Turiyatita, that is one which is observing even the Turiya stage, the I amness, prior to I am consciousness. So the Jnanis are in that stage.
That is what is Advaita.
Yes, that is in Advaita, Sahaja Samadhi. I think she has a question, and then I can take yours, right? Yes,
I think I just wanted to know the difference between suppression and containing.
Okay.
Right?
You got the answer. Staying with it for as much as you can, in terms of rather than taking it as a mental and a psychological problem, make it converted into a physicalness, converted into a physical here and physiological, make it physiological rather than psychological. The moment you make it psychological, it goes into time. And the moment you make it physiological, you come to this stage, at this present moment. Try to come to this present moment. What are you dealing with? Very often we deal with people and then we already have judged that person wrongly. And we come to later on that we did this wrong thing. We could have done it in a better way. Why? Had we just dealt with her physiologically, that this is what she has caused me problem. Now, but I haven't processed that enough. Maybe there is something sensible that the person said to me, which we come to know later on. But that time I didn't have the time to process it. Take your time to process what is happening with you. It helps you in many ways. Like I said, it helps you to know yourself, your patterns, then your body feelings, and then it also helps you to deal with that person later on. Because when you then talk to that person, there will be a sense of relief, not an agitation or a complaint for that person.
Immediately one should not react.
No.
That's what we all make the same mistake.
We have to be impartially, we have to observe the significance.
That is, you make it a habit not to react. But the object of causing you that.
Right.
But may I add that one does react. There is no gap in one way. So then I feel that after the reaction one person oneself for having reacted. So maybe at that point personally I find that a better phase. Because of the habit formation one does react.
Yes.
Anger or fear or whatever. But after the reaction then the guilt about that starts. I think that phase one could capitalize on. This is my personal observation. And that burning is extremely unpleasant, very difficult to stay with that. So are there any tips on that? How to stay with that terrible discomfort within? And one wants to stop it then because it's too uncomfortable.
I find it amazing if I burn. It is the best feeling that I have felt whenever I burn. When someone makes me angry and makes me upset, I find it amazing, that feeling of it. If someone judges me wrongly, whatever, there are many people who say many things, but when they do that, I feel very amused, and I feel that that's a great opportunity for me if I feel whatever is arising within me. Because there is some vasana, maybe something or something that comes up, and then I watch it and it's gone. And that gives me into a state of bliss, it keeps me alive. So, if it is only practice, it is a question of practice. How you are going to get used to that feeling. People who, I'm sure people, who do any kind of skill, any kind of activity or any kind of sports, they feel that they get bruised, they get many things all the time when they're doing it, practicing it. But as they become good at it, they start to enjoy that. There's a sweet feeling to it. Even there's a sweet, I can't explain, like sweet pain. A pain that is sweet, it's a paradox, but you see, that's how it is. It's a sweet pain. Much like how you're in love. There's a sweet pain about it. So you must get to know that when you're having a loving relationship with yourself, then you will bear sweet pains. There is going to be painful moments in your life, but they will become sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And so you should not think that, I must try to escape that pain. If you try to escape that pain, then you will not get the full dividends. Then your relationship will be partial relationship. It's a conditioned relationship. For a lover and lover to meet, there is always a chance that they will separate. And when they separate, they understand how much they meant for each other. So then at that moment when vasanas strike, there is a separation from your beingness. Otherwise you are feeling your weakness very well. But the moment there is this vasana that arises, or anger that arises, suddenly you're taken off your center of being. That means you're separated from your lover. When you're separated from your lover, obviously there's going to be sweet pain. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm giving you an analogy. I just created this analogy out of there.
I just want to, ask you, does that mean when we forgive ourselves, it becomes easier to forgive the world?
Of course, we don't forgive ourselves. That's the reason why we don't forgive the world. We judge ourselves all the time. And we're very tough with ourselves. Very, we always label ourselves as so and so. And that is why that is carried towards other people. So the first habit is to stop judging ourselves. Judging is a form of aggression. It takes a form of aggression. So instead of judging ourselves, we must accept ourselves, howsoever it is. Forget about all the spiritual concepts that were spread to you. They mean nothing. Whatever you are, howsoever, even the person who sees himself to be most spiritual is actually the most egoistic person, I would say. Is the highest form of aggression. That's why you will find many Buddhist people there who will go in with, as if there's some great Mahan Purushas and all that. We all are ordinary, they're all one. There is nothing like that, there is nothing big about that. So, you should always, never judge yourself. Either way, don't judge yourself, good or bad. Just be. Just be. I love this group. So many questions I haven't answered in my life, entire life. I love it. Yeah.
When one or 2 days you say comparing, it takes time. So how every time there are situations like every second, like I've seen it when I am very angry and I'm comparing. What happens is every situation increases it with anger.
Yeah.
How do I stop that?
Yeah, of course. Because that is the thing, that is the idea. That is the reason why universe is supporting you. See, I told you, the moment you start to do this, everything will come and start to disturb you, and they will come and so take it as an opportunity again and again. Don't run away from it. What you should do is you should say that let it come to me. I will not leave my practice of abidance to myself. The moment you do this, I am telling you, even the outer situations later on will start changing. I am telling you a trick to all of you, giving you an incentive, a bribe. The bribe is this, that the more you become skillful in dealing with the meditation, you can actually change situations outside. I don't want it to be, don't say too much about it
One
now.
observation.
Your observations are very khatarnak. Yes.
The answer to ma'am and brother. See, this is where I feel the God principle comes into picture. When I see, this is where God creation came into picture, because we don't know what is God. It's an infinite. Finite intellect can never comprehend what is God. We put it different ways. This is where when I'm agitated again and again, situations are coming to me. I can contain it, but still again it will come and come. That is where we have every great man on this world was a great yogi of a bhakti. So that is where we have to drop it on the something infinite and we have to forget it. That is the only way. That is where we say, God, it is you have created, now I will get aside of this. If you keep it, things will be a little easy. This is where God comes into picture. That is what you have to do. That is what you have to learn.
Rajiv, he said, I am before God. You are listening. So that is.
I am saying that you don't leave this job to anybody else but to yourself. I am saying this, that if this particular thing has come to you, pay complete attention to it, because there is a very important message in that, something that you can do with that particular thing, right? Leaving it and surrendering it to God, or is a state that comes later on. Right now, first you learn. Don't go to the last stage of everything is in the guise of bhakti, in the guise of many people are doing many bad things and saying, oh, that God is doing. No, what is the thing? I have left everything to God. So don't do this. First you learn where it is, and then you will understand the significance of surrender also. There is a lot of confusion even about bhakti and surrender. Yeah. That again I will clear next time because we have short time today. But do this whatever you have done, and then we will know about what surrendering also is. It has to be slowly we are navigating one state to another to last state. Surrender is not like that. It is a state of complete utter helplessness. That is surrender. Then you are not absolutely able to do anything. But here you can do. You have a choice. You don't have to be angry. You are getting angry and then saying, oh, I did because God is said. I am leaving it to Him. My reactions are also His. My actions are also His. Everything is His. Then you are not giving due for your karma. Whatever your karma you have to do. Appropriate action that you have to take. You must take. And what is action? Not towards outside. Inner. Bring it inside. Burn within. That is the best action. Burning within is the best action because they are roasting the seeds of vasanas. So the burning is very good because it is roasting your tendencies. That is it. Right? Take this opportunity. Understood? Yes.
I'm really unclear about the very basic concepts. Like you said, the beingness. You have to be aware of your being. Does that mean that you have to be aware of your emotional self?
Like I said, I already said the answer. What is your beingness? Your beingness is your body sensation, your thoughts, your emotions, your all the feelings that you can feel together in one place, called as mixed awareness. Together you feel as one. Sometimes you will feel thought coming from there, sometimes you will feel emotion coming from there, sometimes you will feel body sensation coming from there, and sometimes you will feel and able to get a glimpse of a state or a place which is independent of all of this, which is called as joy, just peace. Stillness will drop, your thoughts will drop, something more deeper will emerge from there. Your body sensation will just feel as a sensationless of your physicality. The totality of your body feeling will come there. Then you will feel deep stillness. Then you will feel great peace. Then you will feel joy inside your heart. So you see, you're going deeper, 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 deeper. So as one thing unravels, they are called as koshas. Now there are different koshas are there. 5 different types of koshas. So you are feeling the koshas. Koshas are like sheets. We'll talk about it. Right now, just think about because there is just so much to talk. You're telling me what Bhagavad Gita will say in 2 days, but I am just saying that just feel that meditation that we have given today. Just feel that, and don't worry. Thoughts are coming and going, emotions are coming and going, images are coming and going. They are going to come and go. Try to find a sweet spot within yourself. What I told you? Sweet spot inside your heart. If you go there to your heart, you are directly going into the source of all of that. Now, when you feel that, all these things will come and disturb you again. Again go to your sense of. Keep connecting with that. The more you connect with that sweet spot within you, the more it will become profound. The more it will start to embrace in your life, the more you will start feeling it inside of you.
And you also said that feelings manifest themselves physically. When I was meditating, I was feeling that something wants to escape from inside of me. I was feeling like my body was feeling very heavy. I was very aware of my heartbeat and my breathing patterns. And I don't know what that is. Is that a manifestation of my feelings?
It's good, just go inside, don't worry about it. What if you go out of your body? What will happen? What will happen? You just see yourself lying there, that's all. That's all, nothing else. Don't worry, go ahead. Are you aware? Are you scared?
No, whenever I try meditating, I've been trying to meditate. Whenever I try meditating, there is a thought, like there is a background thought. It is not the main thought.
Okay.
Suppose that there's a song going on in my head constantly.
I understand, very good. Okay.
And then there is, I'm very aware of my breathing and my heartbeat.
Okay.
But I cannot proceed from, I feel very heavy in my body.
Okay.
And I cannot proceed ahead of that. I don't understand what is happening.
It's very good. Stay there, you will get guidance from there. Don't worry, you will get guidance from there. It's a very good state of being. You're going into your different bodies. There are 4 different bodies. Again, like I said, we can keep talking about it, but there is a cross body, there is astral body, there is a causal body, and there is a Turiya body. So you have just hit one of those bodies. It's not going to happen every time, but there will be a difference in intensity. Sometimes it will be very, very strong, sometimes it will be there, but you are able to connect to that background, which is good. Stay there in the background. You get more insight about it. Yes, stay there for some time, don't worry about it. Just stay. Nothing. Okay, good insight. If that repeats again, something more, then you contact Anjali, she'll tell you what to do.
So last question. When I meditate, only question comes to my mind, like when I close my eyes, now which part of the body to concentrate? Like where to go inside my body? Like generally, if I
It's a zoo, right?
like generally when I close my eyes, more of my attention is here. I feel this part of the body more heavy, and I don't feel my legs. But later on, this part of the body keeps on feeling heavy to the extent that for the entire day my head doesn't. It is, and I have since I read, like they say that it gets pranic congestion, that prana gets congested in the area. I am very scared of that. So,
Who says prana gets congested in which area?
like,
Who says so?
I have read it. I just read it on there.
You read it in the net.
So, but I was like, as somewhere I've also read Raman Maharshi says that heart is more primal in even a crown. So,
Yes.
So, as you said, that bring your awareness again to your heart, so that should this be the spot where you are safe for how much ever time you want to concentrate on? Like which spot of the body to concentrate on? Like some people say concentrate on the ajna, but it becomes too heavy and erratic. So what to do?
Well, I think you should, like I always say that something that right now at this moment you should go to that place where you feel safe. Do you feel safe in the heart? Do you feel safe in your Ajna Chakra? Do you feel safe there? Or you don't feel safe anywhere? Then you don't have any hope. Hopeless. Like me. See, it's like this. Don't worry about what is going to happen. Your mind is working too much on that. I would say enjoy it. Enjoy your session. Stay with it for a time that you feel is more comfortable and safe with it. The moment you feel that this kind of things are happening, or whatever prana, what is it, congestion, whatever that is. I heard about traffic congestion. Anyway, whatever that is. That if that congestion cuts away, then you come to my satsang. I'll take it out. Okay? You come one of these days to Sundays with her, I'll take that congestion completely out. You'll be free. Freeway. You'll be the freeway. Yeah.
Sir, coming back to the same question, similar question, that you told whenever we have any emotion, may it be good or bad, contain this emotion. So I'd like to say that supposedly there's a woman or a man, something bad happened to him, some person kicked him or pushed him. He keeps on talking or thinking about it the whole day. Okay, he keeps that feeling going on and he's agitated, and other people try and advise it, just let it go or let it be. And then as the time passes, it keeps coming down. So what's the difference between that thing and the thing you're talking about?
Well, as I said, I don't feel that there is any difference between anything. Everything that universe is bringing to you for a certain message, what lies for that particular incident to happen in your life, there must be a purpose why that has happened in your life, which you will not know unless until you process it. I always say try and process something before you do something. So I'm not talking about, your thoughts will definitely run, irrespective of the fact of whether you did something or you didn't do something. If you're a sensitive and compassionate person, if you see someone kicking a woman or something happening to a woman, your mind would feel many things. You might feel why you did not interrupt there, you feel guilt, you feel compassion, you feel a lot of things, you start to judge yourself. But leaving all of that aside, how you actually feel is what you need to bring to yourself. And when you do that, you get to come to your anxiety. You can get to work with your anxiety, your feeling that is happening within you. What it leads to, I don't know. You might be a great social worker tomorrow, and that's why it's brought to you. That one incident can change your life. Who knows? What universe is doing for you, how can I say what is going to be the other thing? I can only say to you is that how to use it. I'm only as a teacher, I'm just trying to guide you what you need to do for that particular thing. What happens with it, how you do it, maybe tomorrow you will have the courage to go and talk to that, a similar thing happens, and you may have the courage to go and stop that person and say, don't do that. It depends. Or you could have deeper things. You can probably go with that you can go much more deeper and feel how the world is insensitive to the people and how the world is turning out to be, and so helpless you are to do nothing in it. And in that helpless state, there could be something that you can find within yourself. You might detach yourself from the world, or you might detach yourself from your ego. I mean, just so much things can come out of one simple thing. I mean, we go like kings, no? Like we think that we are great people, like each of us thinks that when we are moving around in our own houses, we are so safe and everything is so readily available to us. Our parents are taking care of everything. But when we come to know about this, that we are so helpless in life, sometimes that's enough to wake us up from this false illusion that we have about ourselves. So I cannot say what in what way it leads to you. All I can say is, where does it what it does to you. Like, for example, Anita ji is here, right? Anita, she's not doing a great job for people in the tribals in some place in Madhya Pradesh. Imagine what must have provoked her or inspired her to do that. Something must have happened to her life. She was not born like that. She was also like normal people studying and doing great in her life, and suddenly she realized that there was a deep need in her. Now, honestly, I have compassion, but I can't be like her. It's just the way it is. Everybody is different. Maybe a similar situation may not bring about the same thing, because everybody is karmically determined to do different things. I am karmically more determined by God to spread the message in this way, to lead them into this way. She's more doing, she's doing a better job than me. She's actually going into the field and doing things. So that's the compassion that a person is, how a compassion has come out. So everybody is, different roles are prescribed. What is your role? You will know if you're sensitive and aware of your feelings. That's what I'm saying. Come back to what you feel and use it to channelize your neural pathways that are there inside your brain. Make it as a skill, and then your roads will open up for you. Infinite opportunities will open up for your happiness. She's happy doing what she's doing. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Maybe if we switch places, we won't be that happy. But because our neural pathways are developed in such a way, but how did those neural pathways happen? It happened because we became aware first about some things. The pain of the tribals became her pain. And for me, the pain of the people seeking self-realization or knowledge or, the feeling that they're disillusionment from this world became my pain. Because I went through the similar pain in my time. So that's why I'm involving my entire energy to do what I'm doing. And she's doing what she's doing. Similarly, Gauri is doing what she's doing. So it's all about how to use it, harnessing these opportunities of life force that we have in our life. Yeah? Yes. I'm hungry. It's 2 o'clock. I didn't have my breakfast.
Actually, I don't want to ask you anything, but then I had a new and weird experience today.
Today itself?
Today.
Okay.
But I think for some time it was okay, but then suddenly
What is the name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Okay.
For some time it was all good, but then suddenly I forgot where I was. I was in a moving train, my eyes were closed, and someone was tickling me and saying, open your eyes, open your eyes. But then my eyes were closed, and after a few seconds I again, okay, I'm here. So it was, I really don't know what happened at that moment.
Did you feel good?
Yeah.
That's all matters.
Whenever I meditate, I never concentrate on a particular body part. Like I need to concentrate on right in the middle of
Agya Chakra.
or when like it just comes.
Where does it go?
No, it is not just. I don't concentrate on a particular body part. I need to inhale, like I'm inhaling and exhaling, or I'm concentrating on my eyes, or am I supposed to do that?
I haven't understood where is it, what happens with you?
While meditating, am I supposed to concentrate on a particular body?
No, just your being. But I said that if you focus on the heart, center of being, that's where your heart is. So the position in your chest that you feel is where most people can go to feeling. So where do you go? You tell me that. Where does it feel for you? This is the result of a good meditation. That is, like I said, I'm addressing a vast audience. Each will have different experiences in their meditation. So each are different. Now that becomes, for some person you say, this is not what I feel, this is how I feel. That is for everybody will be different. So the feeling, because most people are head-centric, so you bringing them to your heart first, right? But later on the heart, the feeling of heart or disappears. There is no boundary. Like this is the part that you need to focus because everything becomes being. Like I said, once you connect with that sweet spot, it expands and expands and expands. Now your whole body has become that heart. And then everybody's body becomes the heart. It embraces everything. It becomes unified energy, unified consciousness. So wherever you are, just stay there. It's good. The boundaries of the part of the heart has exploded. It has crossed those boundaries. Yes? Yes.
Prarthana.
Sir, whenever I meditate, it's like that.
Your name first. Prarthana.
So,
Prayer.
yeah.
Very good.
So, it's like always they say that concentrate on a part of your body. So, whenever I try to do that, I feel very uncomfortable.
Okay.
So, that uncomfortable, I don't feel peace with myself. So,
Okay.
I feel that is it the primary motive that when you meditate, you should be at peace?
Right.
Is it that you should mainly focus on a body part, or is it okay if I'm at peace with myself, close my eyes and relax?
Very good. That's the main. The goal is peace with yourself. Not the reason why a body part is given is because if you are distracted to thoughts, then it becomes a kind of a focus on a body part so that you do not get distracted into various thoughts, right? So if you are able to feel yourself peace without the interference of thought, then that is the goal. Stay there. But keep coming back to that every time in intervals. Just simple meditation, coming back to your sense of existence. Now you are not existing only in the heart. You could be existing outside the heart. You could be existing in the universe. Let's find out where do we exist. I'm not going to give you any answer. All I told you was you start from the feeling in the chest, in your heart. That is from where you get an entry. It's like a door that opens into the vastness of yourself. That's a door. So if you have already entered that door, then you will not find, you don't need the door. Like her case also. You don't need the door. You feel it everywhere or you feel it within yourself. Peace. Very good. Right? Alright? Okay, yes. Last question. Okay.
So my name is Nachiket.
Nachiket, yes.
Actually my question was that you told that we should live without labels when we are awake. So what do you mean exactly? You mean we should neglect our relationships or something?
No.
So what do you mean about it? Okay.
I didn't say that you should, you cannot deny anything with the human and humanity. All I'm saying is that when we judge people, when we're giving labels to people, then we are missing the truth. Often we are always conditioned or we are quick to give our opinions about ourselves and ourselves also. So rather than being quick to do that, wait, process what's happening with you, inside of you. See, your mind is always running, trying to label everything, good or bad. This person is like that, this person is like that. Rather than doing that, which becomes a habitual pattern, stop the mind and feel your beingness more and more as you can. You cannot do it 24 hours in a day, but any opportunity that you get, you should do it. In case your habitual patterns reinforce and you are quick to judge somebody else, catch at that time. Say it is not the right thing for me to do and just stay with your being instead. Right? That becomes a pattern. Your coming to yourself becomes a pattern, and that pattern reinforces the neural pathways. So it's all scientifically what I am trying to tell you. It's science. Okay? Understood? Labels will make you go away from truth. Because labels are never right. They are your own perception of something, and your perception may not be right about things.
It's really late now.
मला जेवण करायचं आहे.
One last question, just one last question.
Okay, go
Referring
ahead.
to the answer you gave to this question, you said that you have to catch yourself when you're labeling things. But isn't that suppressing of what you are
No. Suppressing is not what I'm saying. You stop the flow of thought, the stream of thought that is going to label. Who's labeling it? Is it not the thoughts that is labeling it? Thoughts are not always right. I'm saying break the connection with thought and stay with presence, movement that is taking place, independent of that label. Then you will be able, because people are head-centric. No. That's why I'm saying you will not be able to distinguish now. But the more you live with this meditation that I taught you today, staying with your being and finding the sweet spot within yourself, coming back again and again, then you will know what I mean. You'll come to it why it is labeling. And you'll watch your mind working. Okay? Chalo then. I got to go.